Hi, I'm Sheepy, and this is my way of playing Terrorblade. A good number of people think Terrorblade is currently the worst hero in the game. This is because the general consensus is to play him as a rising carry, instead of his true potential as a mid laner. When I first started doing it, my friends thought I was being retarded and that I should go back to playing Earth Spirit. However, I found it was really powerful and quite a legit way of playing Terrorblade. I start off with a poor man's shield, 2 branches, and argue with my teammates to let me mid. After they pull me a tangle, I purchase another set before rushing boots and Aquila, skipping traditional mid items like bottle. So why Terrorblade on mid? Well, he has this spell called Reflection. It slows, deals massive damage, costs little mana, and has a fast cooldown. Most Terrorblade players skip this spell when all it needs is a few skill points to really shine. Reflection can then be spammed to zone out the enemy mid. This annoying slow should be used whenever they come near for last hits or to cast spells on you. Later, this allows you to do stupid dives with your high armor. The low range is not an issue when you have a base movement speed of 315. Combined with Metamorphosis, First Blood is easy if the enemy takes just one wrong step. Some may argue that Conjure Image should be added for early pushing, but the reality is that him and his illusions die far too easily. Even if you're stomping your lane, one sneeze is all it takes to get rid of them. Despite his poor health pool, Tangles and his shield are more than enough for tanking creep waves and enemy harass. This playstyle allows you to punish the popular stack gain rush that a lot of mid players go for. By the time they have gotten their bottle, you have your boots and you're ready to kill them. For his skill build, I max Reflection, followed by Metamorphosis, taking Sunder if I see an opportunity to use it. I then leave 1 point on my ultimate, adding stats and ignoring Conjuration until much later. Terrorblade is not Naga Siren. Your illusions are not yet suited for offensive purposes, and though they can be used for flash farming, that's not what we're interested in. Instead of farming creeps, I offer the alternative of farming enemy heroes and towers. Your first objective is securing the enemy tier 1 mid tower. Before that, you generally need the enemy mid laner to be dead. Thankfully, Aquila and constant tangle ferrying allows Terrorblade to stay in lane for years. What a broken piece of shit spell. After killing whichever poor soul had the lane against you, you're free to pressure the tower until it crumbles. Keep an open eye for rotations, and you should be able to do significant tower damage while staying out of danger. It's pretty hard to gank a Terrorblade, but if you're against tryhards, you might encounter a 4-man gank 2 minutes in. What the hell is their problem? A common bad habit is holding on to Sunder for too long. It's usually not worth the risk to give someone a 20% exchange. Even at 50% health, most of your enemies will drop to a few of your auto attacks. Opt for an early knockout and reduce the number of people you have to fight. From here, pick another lane to start pushing with your team. The fights will come to you, and ganking without a full team is suicide. If you wish to just split push all game, then you probably shouldn't have taken mid. Terrorblade destroys everyone in early skirmishes and team fights, but he's still very squishy. By bolstering your health via stats, threats, and an early Sanj and Yasha, you reach a health threshold where your foes struggle to focus you down. You're still a glass cannon, but at least you won't die to a foot rub. In fights, it's important to pick your targets. You don't always have to target the enemy carry. If you can keep track of who has their spells on cooldown, leave them first and wipe the bigger threats. You may also have to account for those with a form of escape, but your life should be the top priority. If Terrorblade dies after its transformation, it takes a long time before it's available for another fight. This is why saving buyback on him is usually obsolete. If you have Aegis, a general rule is to only transform after your first death. Terrorblade is not completely useless without Metamorphosis, and still packs decent damage in his strange horn form. If your enemies fail to chain their disables or silencers, congratulations, you can now proceed to murder all of them. After this, your enemies will probably start flaming in the all chat, demanding to know how their mid laner lost to a Terrorblade, the supposed worst hero of the game. For this same reason, everyone will attempt to kill you the moment they spot you. People see Terrorblade as a walking bag of gold, without realizing he's a bag of gold, with a lot of armor, and the ability to swap health. Most players group Terrorblade along with the likes of Crystal Maiden and Wisp, so I play along and I imagine I'm techies to get into the minds of my opponents. Here, a Legion commander wants to duel me while I have 200 damage and 17 armor. Yeah. Then the Queen of Pain runs out of mana to blink after she wants to dagger me in the face. She returns the blink ultimate while I conveniently pick up my strength items. Oh. How did that happen? Terrorblade turns into a fat demon, and then Dazzle miscasts as a result. Should I be proud of myself? Oh, great tornado usage there. I'm calling this the terrorblade syndrome. Picking him just causes everybody to tilt over the edge. Right, so normally a terrorblade will not look towards an item like Skadi. I, however, much prefer to get a blink or a basher. This doesn't mean Skadi's a bad item. I mean, you know, gives you a lot of stacking, makes your illusions tankier, and it's a boring piece of shit. Instead, you can live life on the edge, ganking and doing clutch ultimates. I also enjoy building Desolator on Terrorblade, though I recommend you finish the game instead of fooling around. Although Terrorblade is a powerhouse, you don't have farming items, and you can be outcarried by carries with hard crowd control. You can also build and play Terrorblade as you wish from here. Aside from taking mid and I guess a more active role, there's really not that much to deviate from. I believe Terrorblade will have a significant buff at the next patch, so it's probably a good idea to try and pick him up right now. But for the time being, go out there and start playing Terrorblade mid. Or just pick up Spirit.